Earth.
Tom, stand by one. Wait. Tell me what to do. I'm gonna hit my tether, Rick, but that's okay, over. I think I'll come out from under it. Stand by, Tom, I'm gonna get my viewer station hooked on, over. On, over. Did you just notice how Rick did it, Tom? I was watching, but okay, he got 1 foot. Let me get up as high as I can. He got 1 foot underneath, his left foot underneath, and I tried to shove his right foot in. I just put your left foot in, or tuck your left foot underneath the foot restraint, then put your right foot in. Over.
Spacewalking astronaut Pierre Thuot assisting Tom Akers into his payload or portable foot restraint.
Foot underneath as you get up there.
Mounted on the cross member of the ASIM truss structure that the astronauts have put in place in preparation for this capture attempt.
Bit of a learning curve, over. Smash my fingers to you. Stable, Pierre. Switched over.
Rick Heeb out of the picture to the top is already in his foot restraint.
Try to get your tether clear or what? Get free over your hands, it's vertical.
Rick Heeb holding the specially designed capture bar as Pierre Thuot and Tom Akers get into their final configuration. Once Tom Akers is in his foot restraint, Pierre Thuot will then transition over to the robot arm and climb aboard his foot restraint in preparation for the satellite capture.
Turn your body towards the left, over. You reach up, Tom, and grab the capture bar. Good idea. Got it? Left foot under. There. Okay, your left foot's in. Over. Your right foot in. What's the take? Over. Both in good? Over. That one doesn't feel good, is it? Come out and over. Take it out, over. Bring your heel out and put it back in, over. Now your left foot. Put inboard more even, Tom, over. Hanging up on the inside of the heel, over. Push your heel. Nope, too far. Try now, over.
Endeavour crossing from northwest to southeast above the South Atlantic Ocean on orbit 95.
Getting out, it's okay, over. They're in there good, right, over. That's good to me, over. The only thing is your left heel looks a little...
It's about 21.5 minutes remaining in this dark pass as Endeavour's on the dark half of the Earth.
It's just the front part that looks a little different. Maybe just the angle I'm looking at. The same. But disregard. But guys, you have to wait longer before the next guy talks. You're really sending out a lot of tones. Rick, the capture bar's clear from me, over. Correct, over. What's up, Rick, over. Ready, over. I'm going to put this back down, over.
Pierre Thuot now placing himself into his own foot restraint located on the end effector of the robot arm.
For the most part, over.
Rick Heeb on the right and Tom Akers in the center already in their foot restraints as Commander Dan Brandenstein now preparing to do the fly around of the Intelsat spacecraft.
Roger, copy.
Crew.
And Endeavour, Houston for EVA. Roger, we've got good video downlink. We've been watching your operation there, ingressing the PFRs. Look all good. One thought while you're doing your dress rehearsal here. Again, once you've got the spacecraft stopped, instead of the 30 seconds that we talked about last night, we would like you to hold it for 60 seconds without any other inputs for prop/damping.
Copy, over. Dan, if you need the arm for prox ops right now, we can do this up.
Party in close, Pierre. Just keep moving.
Okay, over. Yeah, over. Oh. Over.
Camera mounted in the bottom of the payload bay looking straight up at the Intelsat spacecraft high above the orbiter.
Others aren't swinging around. I gotta get hung up on anything, over. Roger, over. Use that Velcro on the inside of your palm, Tom, is a good place, over. Roger, over.
Endeavour, Houston, we lost our video. We're starting to pick up some blockage.
Roger.
That's it from EB2. Talk to me about my knee bend. What does it look like to you, roughly? It's almost 90 degrees to me, Rick. Over. Reduce your cooling, any peppy, over. Negative, over. So let's talk a little bit while you're bringing it into position, just to review the game plan. What I remember we agreed to is about the point where my left hand could grab it if I tried. I will say, ready. As it's about halfway here, I'll say ready again. And when it's directly in front of me, I'll say start stopping. And we'll expect to take about 5 seconds to do that or so. Over. One copies, over. Too quick, Tom. I didn't read you. Over. Copy. Over. I guess, Tom, I'll let you answer first. 241. Over. Roger. Over. Okay, then. We've got it captured. Tom's holding on, you're holding on, I'm holding on. I think I'll say I'll probably let go to at least initially get a hold of the capture bar. Otherwise I might put a load on it trying to get at the capture bar. taking me to the position where I'm going to grab the capture bar from Rick, over. Okay, Pierre, I'm taking you to the campfire position first, and then I'm going to go ahead and move you right back to the other one so we get the feel for going there and then the raise, okay? Roger, over. And you're there now. Minus a degree or two. How's that look to all three of you, over? You look a little higher than Tom to me, over. You take me down, you're saying I'm higher, Rick? The air looks higher to me than Rick or I, over. I agree. Pierre is higher than all three of you. I'd have to bring you down to make even. I want to bring you down there and get a feel for what Z that is. Okay, over. This is my PFR in XY plane of the orbiter, over. That's all right. That looks good, over. No, it's not. If anything, your toes down, so if I wrist rolled you back to where it was in the plane, you would actually be higher.
Break, Endeavour Houston for Bruce.
Go ahead, over.
Yeah, Bruce, we got, I guess, some question on your positioning there. We're showing a minus 18 versus a positive 19 per the procedure in Y.
But you won't be able to stand up like that, over. Good catch, Sam. Okay, that's the proper position there, Pierre. Does that make it look like you're all 120 apart? It looked like your position was actually more closer to 120. You and Tom almost look 180 to me, over. At the turn, we do look almost 180. In fact, Rick, of course, forward than he was originally planned for, over. Roger, copy. I guess I don't really agree. I think they do look pretty nearly 120 from where I'm at. I have to agree with Rick, over. Okay, I'm going to take you to the capture bar race position at this point. Roger, over. Bruce, does that take me along the spacecraft so that I can tap out if it starts to move at all, over? It's all manually flying with you telling me what you need, Pierre. There's nothing to do in between here. I just have to go from point A to point B, and I'll do it in a circular arc. Over. Tom, let me start swinging it a little. That's going to be too high, Rick, don't you, over? Oh, no, over. Well, maybe not.
Endeavour passing to the south of Madagascar, and as the crew is in their practice run for the Intelsat spacecraft capture. We're now a little less than 10 minutes away from the point at which Endeavour begins to pass into the sunlight.
I have to rearrange my tools here, over. pick it up or bring it down and then bring it back up, Rick. Okay. Let's go. Got it.
Commander Dan Brandenstein has completed his fly around of the Intelsat satellite, is in position now for station keeping, awaiting the sunrise portion of the pass. The crew in the payload bay is continuing in their practice of being sure they're in the right positions as they prepare to grab the Intelsat satellite.
What's the deal with it, I guess, over? Roger, over. Your wrench to stay down on the caddy, over. Again, over. The wrench that keeps coming up there, let's stay down, over. Yeah, thanks, over. Good. Look over. We do our rehearsal again. How long we practice on the guy that's up there? Well, that's so good. Well, what, I've got a pretty unstable platform, as you know, over. I think I'd like to have the wrist roll positive some more so I don't have to bend back some more and put so much force in the arm and shake it over. Okay, I'll take a look at it.
Endeavour Houston, we're about to lose you over the hill, AOS at 2356, and we see you about 7 minutes from sunrise. See you on the other side.
Okay, that's your point. Oh, is that? Yeah. This would be a grab orientation. Over. We need to go the other way, Bruce. Over. I'm looking at joint angles here, Bjorn, trying to figure out where they really want it. Okay, over. Now, Rick, since you're farther forward, you may have to lead it a little bit on it when we're... With the arm...
This is Mission Control Houston. We've lost the signal with Endeavour and crew for a few minutes as the vehicle has passed out of range of the tracking satellite network. We'll reacquire the signal in about 5 minutes, and at that point, the orbiter Endeavour should be passing from darkness into daylight in preparation for the capture of the Intelsat spacecraft. The 3 crew members in the payload bay are getting in position for the capture attempt. The proper position for the 3 crew members is approximately spaced 120-degree intervals around the circumference of the satellite as Commander Dan Brandenstein flies the vehicle in for the close proximity of the satellite for the crew members to reach out and grab it in various strategic locations. The crew members are as was trained in the water tank at the Johnson Space Center. The crew members will reach out at locations called the solar drum positioners around the circumference of the outside edge of the satellite. These solar drum positioners will be used to slowly damp out the rates of the satellite. The satellite is currently rotating at 0.2 or 0.2 of a revolution per minute. The crew members were instructed in their exercise to reach out and slowly damp out those rates rather than grab the satellite until they get it to a complete stop. Once they have the satellite at a complete stop, they will attach the specially designed capture bar. That's designed for Rick Hebe to attach while Pierre Thuet and Tom Akers hold the satellite steady above the payload bay of the orbiter.
The other, give you a little roll there, and that's pretty good. Watch the elbow camera, guys. Okay, Pierre, is this done ready? Are you done practicing? Done Now, we better have Rick raise it up. Over.
Let me get my mini workstation tied off better here. I'll do it one more time.
Endeavour now passing from darkness into daylight.
Back with you on Tejas West.
Roger, Houston. Here, and this is a modified position from the attach position. You're not in the grab position. Understand. But you won't be able to reach the handles, will you, Rick, without maneuvering the bar over?
I don't believe so. But it may be, Tom, that when we do this, maybe I'm misreading the position of all this. It may be more behind me than maybe more like this than I realized.
Roger. I've got it. Okay, now at this point, you still look like, you're higher than Rick is. The bar has got quite a bit of tilt to it.
I think maybe he's just bending it. Is he really higher than me, Tom?
I look higher from here, yes. Over. Higher I am, over. You look about right, Pierre, over. How do I look compared to Rick, over?
To bend your knees more, you got to bend your knees more to come down to me. There.
What about my feet, over? The guys inside are going to have to tell us that, over. I've got a good view here on that, and Pierre, you need to come down some more. Bring me down in the... Over. Affirmative. Put it that way. Okay, that's fairly close to level, over. Okay. What was the coning angle again, over?
Reported to be 2.6 degrees.
Looks like a lot more than that to me, or am I mistaken, over? That's a lot more, Tom. Dan's going to fly it out for you when y'all are ready. I think the problem I'm going to have is I can only bring this bar this close to me. Okay, now again, this is where you're going to attach it. Do you think you could still attach the bar at that point? Well, I don't have to go very far, Bruce. Over. Okay. I think Houston FTV, over.
Yeah, Endeavour, Houston for EVA, we've got you live downlink.
Okay, tell us how this looks, our orientation and stuff. Does this look like how they did in the wet-up, over?
I'll tell you, if I didn't know where you guys were, I'd say it's pretty close.
Okay, and Houston from Endeavour, the position that we had digitals-wise was quite a bit off from what we're looking at here. We just flew this visually to where it's a nice level position. That's how we got here. Over.
Yeah, and Bruce,